Very good evening, East Africa. Welcome to yet a brand new and also exciting week of none other than The Desk. My name is Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. Now, every time it's Wednesday, you guessed right, folks, it's all about The Desk. Now, remember, we're broadcasting here at our home at Nile Avenue at Nassasira Hill at UBC headquarters, but guess what? You are live on U24 television. Now, many thanks to all those who keep themselves glued onto the continent's leading intellectual platform. I'm talking about none other than The Desk. Remember, every time you watch The Desk, you are inspired, you're motivated, but above all, you are educated. Like tonight, if you are at campus or you're in student leadership, you better sit back, relax, better lean forward or even stand up, because we're going to be tackling guild leadership. We're talking student leadership, and then also the stakeholders in education should sit back and relax, because today we're throwing a spotlight at the guild elections, the guild process, how they handle their leadership, their marriage with administration, what happens and all the dynamics. We said, why not? And from IUIU is the Prime Minister, Mr. Qwizera Nassasira. Welcome to the show, brother, and good to see you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cedric. I'm so humbled and so exceedingly privileged to be here. For introduction, my name is Nassasira Qwizera.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you're from IUIU, and I just want to start maybe by finding out you as a person, before we even dive into the dynamics that happen in guild leadership. You as a person, as Emmanuel, when did you discover that you wanted to be a leader, you wanted to do leadership?
Thank you very much for that question. The viewers and the host pertaining that question, the discovery was inborn in me. I grew up since childhood. I've been a servant. But real exhortation and service delivery, getting into the thing of delivering to the student's body, it was at my senior 5 from Alliance High School, Nassana, when I became the head boy.
So you were a head boy, then you went to IU. What course are you doing?
Right now, I've been doing a course of law. I'm in my final year, at the 4th year, at Islamic University in Uganda, Kampala campus.
Doesn't this affect your academics? Because law is quite a hard course, and then there is leadership. And how are you managing that?
There's no any way leadership affects academics.
Okay.
It's all about the person or the leader, how you budget your time, how you calculate your time. Okay? It's all about time management. Which time are you going to attend classes? Which time are you going to deliver to the students and the entire stakeholders of the institution?
Right. So, because when it comes to a lot of leadership, and then even with high school, we saw a lot of people when we knew that now that one has gone to be a prefect, that one is going to fail. How do we change that?
Actually, I've been always discussing with my fellow leaders across the country from different institutions.
Right.
I've been telling the people that the wisest students, they are leaders. You find someone is a bookwormer, okay?
Right.
You cannot manage to consider books and leadership. Maybe he's he's scoring A's. When he becomes a leader, he starts scoring retakes.
Right.
But you find someone is a leader, is balancing between academics and leadership.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means that to all parents who are watching us today, it takes someone who is extremely smart, and we should give them that credit, that when they become a leader, they're smart, because the multitasking aspect is what actually quantifies the smartness.
Absolutely, yes, because you see, we are always having a bulk, okay? A bulk of service, and ideally us as human, in the society, we have a lot to deliver, even if you're not in leadership. I've read a book called A Leader Without Title. Okay? Absolutely. Every person can lead, even if you don't have a title. You have something to put, maybe to add on the country. Yes, you don't need a title to show that you're a leader. Yes.
So what before even we go deep, what would be the difference between leadership and politics, really?
Ideally, politics, it could be a dirty game, and
what a description.
It could be a dirty game. Yes, someone coming up with the ideas, okay, for intrigue, okay, ideally intrigue. That's how I can describe politics. Intrigue. Ideally, someone decides maybe to come up with an idea to manipulate the society, to manipulate the inferiors, okay? Embezzlement. But ideally, the description of leadership, you're pro-people, not anti-people. A leader.
Pro-people, not anti-people.
Absolutely.
What's that?
You should be understanding the situations the people are facing, and you should become a problem solver.
Right.
As a leader, you should not become a problem. But in politics, most of the times, the politicians are problems.
So can you be a leader without being a politician? Or can you be a politician without being a leader?
Absolutely. When you discuss about politics in entirety, it has been always confusing the layman, okay? In a layman understanding, politics, it is taken to be a bad game, okay? But I, for one, as a scholar, I take it to be the daily life, okay?
We're always politicking in our daily
Absolutely, but we have been mishandling, okay, the political life. Because all the decisions that are made in all aspects, okay, the aspect of economics, the aspect of academics, okay, all aspects in the country. Those are political decisions. All the leaders in the offices, they are political decisions. The challenge is the mishandling of the what? Of the politics. If you can get maybe the good handling of politics, we can become better leaders.
Right, let's dive into the discussion. Is student leadership or guild leadership really that important?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Student leadership, ideally, I have been always taking it to be a nurturing stage. From the way back, someone who joins year one, okay, and it becomes maybe a class president. And he's nurtured. Okay, it is that moment, as you say, you know, in agriculture, there's a stage of maybe sowing a seed, okay, at the time of harvesting. That student, when he becomes a class president, you should watch him or her, okay, in the ways of doing things. He's going to reach in year 2 or year 3. He's going to become maybe the GRC, leave alone the GRC, he can also become the guild president. So it is always the process of nurturing.
Okay.
Yes.
It is important that you've made it clear. It is important for the students, but is it important for the administration? Like why should school administration have, you know? Yes. The students leaders, by the way, they play a very pivotal role in the administration in administering justice. Okay, delivery of service. If we would have scrapped it off, would the campuses run?
They cannot run. The guild leadership, this is the body that indeed unanimously unites the students' body and the administration. Okay, there are some challenges, there are some issues. The administrators would not understand, and they are being faced by the students. And it is the guild leadership, the students' body. Okay, the guild leadership identifies those challenges vis-a-vis the administrators.
Because I've talked to some people, and they're saying that the guild leadership has now become more of a political partisan, more revolutionary, just causing chaos in campuses. Like if someone goes in power and they do not create a riot in a school, then they have not served. So it comes out as more, the partisan politics that we see, and it's becoming more of a waste of campus or university resources.
Yeah, the question would be, which institution are you coming from? Okay, there are some institutions they are non-partisan, okay, and there are some institutions indirectly they are partisan. Okay, I for one, I come from Islamic University in Uganda. We are non-partisan. Okay,
really?
Yes, we are non-partisan.
So there will be no quick
in student politics or student leadership, we are non-partisan. But ideally, we are grooming ourselves for national politics, because there's what we call formal politics and semi-formal politics. Okay, ideally, formal politics, this is national leadership, and semi-formal, it is institutional leadership. So the semi-formal politics, also semi-formal leadership, helps us to prepare for the future, because the leadership won't stop in institutions. Okay, the current deputy speaker, he was once leading FDC at Makerere. Okay, he was FDC. And the likes of Medad Segona, he was President Law Society at Makerere. So the likes of other people, all the leaders in national politics, they have been in institutional leadership, and they have engaged with other people in national politics before they entered into national politics. So ideally, I would say that politics or national politics plays a good role, okay, to us the young people. But it's all about how do you play it.
Interesting.
Without coming the dynamics of chaos in the institution, okay, it's all about playing a good game.
Interesting. Politics is really a game. Let us go for a quick break. When we return, we still dive into the discussion and find out how, you know, how administration, the marriage between student leadership and the school administration is playing out. But let's go for a quick breather and then we'll return in the moment. But do not go away. You are still live on the continent's leading intellectual platform, and we return in a moment. And welcome back. You're still live on the continent's leading intellectual platform. I'm talking about none other than The Desk. Now, you can follow this very lovely discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do that for Shadrach Kisame. All you need to do, if you've not liked my Facebook page, all you need to do is you have a second, just rush out for your phone, type in Shadrach Kisame, and you'll definitely be able to know what Shadrach Kisame and The Desk are all about. But you can also follow us on U24 television. Tonight, the man in the chair is a politician, but as he told us, it's called semi-formal politics.
Yes.
Semi-formal politics, and that is at student level. But we're trying to find out the marriage between student leadership and university administration. Why do we always have friction? You know, of course, the students are going to, you know, badmouth the administration, but let's dive into it. Why are you always frictionless?
I would say that most of the times the interests of students might be against the university or the administration interests. A point in case you might find, like now at there's our sister university, Chambogo. Yeah. Okay. It was an issue of tuition. Yeah. Now just tuition caused what? Yeah, I had one. Right. I had one of the. I think he was a lead, and he left Ivan to Kundane. And he was here blasting the administration about that tuition, and he was saying that it's like the university does not want students to study, but it should be the same interest because that's their business. Yeah, what you're saying, it is very true. But again, I empower administrators in all tertiary institutions and universities. Whenever they get that idea to maybe increase tuition, they should understand the process. Not just bumping the idea onto the students, okay? What should be the ideal process? Now, I can give an example of Islamic University in Uganda. Yeah. Islamic University in Uganda, the day you get your admission, your admission contains the tuition you're going to pay in the course, the whole course you're going to study. In the entire 3-4 years? 3 to 4 years or 5 years when you're doing medicine. Yeah. Okay? It takes a it is not easy for them to sit. I've never seen it in my 4 years at IUIU. To sit maybe when you reach in year 2 or year 3, they decide to increase the tuition. The increment, if it is to be done, it is done at your admission. But there are different dynamics also. Taxes, like I was on TV earlier this week and I was seeing them debating the value-added tax bill. So there's some dynamics that are really outside their control, I'm assuming. Yes. Yeah. Those are the laws of the University Council. Okay. They are supposed to sit and discuss over the issue and inform, okay, the students' body. Okay. And I always propose that the students' leaders, basically the guild president, okay, should be on that board.
to know what these guys are doing.
Yes, to bring the views of the students.
Right,
Okay,
right.
Which amount are they increase? Which percentage? Okay, and the guild president should also discuss over the same issue. Not only administrators sitting and decide without even the consent of the student representative on the what?
Right.
On a panel.
Right.
Yes.
We've had so many, chaos and strikes in universities. I've not really done the statistics, but I think by far Makerere University should be able to stand out as the most, the one that has had a lot of strikes over the years. But is it primarily tuition that makes people go to strike?
Primarily it might be tuition, because all the ways or the times in institutions I've seen that it has been tuition. But again, there are other issues. It has been an issue of marks. Okay, a student sit for an exam, and at times the uploading of marks delays. Leave alone even the delay. At times, you find maybe 3/4 of the students who sat for the examinations
have no marks.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Or they have finished their entire course, and the graduation is delaying. You get it? And there is no accountability for some issues like the graduation fee. Okay. You find maybe some a university is waging around 400,000 or 500 for graduation fee, and a student might ask, how what are they going to use that money for?
Right.
The 500,000.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Just putting on a gown and attend the graduation ceremony. So those are some of the issues. But ideally, the second point I can maybe build on, it is marks, missing marks on the students' portals. And again,
why do you think students often miss marks? Because you make a valid point. This has been, even privately when you're talking to people, like the issue of marks. What happens with lecturers? Should we say that the people who teach us to be accountable, to be serious, are now the ones that are negligent?
Yeah, it is a two-way discussion between the administrators and the students.
Right.
There are some I cannot maybe pinpoint or talk about only the administrators.
Right.
There are some students. I, for one, am a student. There are some students, they complain over nothing. Okay. You find someone didn't sit for coursework.
That's
okay?
fair. Yeah.
You find someone didn't sit for coursework, but now again the results are out, and he has maybe a 46. It is a retake. Okay. Or the marks are missing. He's masquerading that he submitted the coursework, and they didn't. Okay. But again, there are some students. They always come with clean hands, because in law we say that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. For you to seek for equity, you should be with clean hands. Yeah. There are some students indeed. They always come with clean hands. Right. You find a student sat for an examination. Right. I had to write on the attendance sheet in the examination room. Okay. He submitted in the examination, the examination paper. Right. Okay. But again, they're always asking themselves, what causes the missing marks when they're uploading? Right. At times, we always find out it is the system. The system. Okay. How the system management, you find maybe they have released marks today and it has taken like 2 days or 5 days. Maybe 3/4 of the students have not gotten the marks. Right. Okay. After the complaint, and we lodge the complaint, the system is rectified. Okay. But again, there are sometimes you find the marks have got lost completely. Where do these marks go? I'm finding out, do the lecturers have so much work that something as precious as that can, it always baffles my mind. Where do they go? Now, where do they go? It might not be a question to answer, but we can answer the resolution. The resolution that I've been always seeing, students, they are always told to prove. Okay. You prove that you sat for the examination. Okay. You prove that you had the examination card. Okay. You come to the concerned administrators, maybe the academic registrar. They check in the scripts. And it's really frustrating, honestly. Okay. That process when you did what you did, and then someone is saying, we don't have your marks. That is psychologically frustrating to a student. I think because there are
people who watch us here, and some of them are actually lecturers, some of
Yes.
them are even on administration, and we're saying that needs to often be resolved, because it's psychologically torturing some of these people. But before we go for a quick break, what have you guys come and this, you're not a female, but I will just throw it in there. There's so many female complaints who complain that this lecturer did not give me these marks because they wanted me to do, to give them something in return for my marks. Have those girls come to the student leadership, to you guys? Have they openly come out, or it just disappears around in the corner? Because that is something that's been rampant for years.
Yeah, ideally in the higher institutions, the issue of sexual harassment, it has been a concern. And it is always handled internally, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very true. I cannot say that it has not been happening. But it has been always handled amicably, okay? Those ladies come to us as the students' leaders, and those are always the students.
Do you have enough power to do anything? Emma, don't just talk politically on TV.
No, the issue is, as leaders, now like at Islamic University in Uganda, we have a leader who is concerned with the female affairs.
Right.
That is the lady vice president, okay? Now, whenever a female students get such issue of sexual harassment, it is always taken to the dean's office, okay? And it is always handled. It is always handled amicably.
So are we seeing, or is it a myth and a norm that will stay forever? Do we see it ever reducing or ever disappearing?
It's all about the society brief and practicability, okay? Because as we presume that these lecturers, okay, they are sane, all of them. They are not. There is no any lecturer who is insane, okay? So the practicability, it should be about changing the attitude, okay?
Right.
Ideally, they should always see the ladies in a good picture, not always harassing them sexually.
Does that fall? Do we see it on the more older professors, or these fresh ones that have entered and they're still attracted to these young ones? Like, it never makes sense.
I think sexual harassment, to me, it does not maybe rely on which age, which profession. Yeah, leave alone even institutions or schools.
Even workplaces.
Yeah, okay?
Correct. That's correct.
Even in the villages, someone who has not gone to school.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not all about the age or someone, which education have you attained.
Yeah.
But it's all about the inner brief and the reasoning, okay? That is it basically.
I am telling you, and these things have gone on to actually psychologically torture the girls, even when they move out to, employment, and you find out that they're psychologically tortured. They think they have to sleep with someone to earn something, and I've seen this even when it comes to employment. So this is something, like you said, they have to change their mentality or their paradigm. But let me go for a quick break. When I return, we're still with Emmanuel. But let me go for a quick break. When I return, I'm still with Emmanuel Qwizera Nassasira. He's a Prime Minister Guild at IUIU, and we're discussing the marriage between the administration and student leadership in school institutions. But remember, we are still here at Nile Avenue, Nakasero Hill UBC headquarters. But guess what? You are live on U24 television. Do not touch your dial. And welcome back. Remember, every time it's Wednesday, it's all about the desk on U24 television, folks. Now remember, every time you watch U24, you are inspired, motivated, but above all, you are educated. Now follow the discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do that for Shadrach Kisame, and do that for U24 television. Now, if you've not followed my Facebook page, you do not know what we are all about. And guess what? We are all about solutions. We are the continent's leading solution finding platform. But remember, today we are still with the man in the chair. He speaks as he knows it. He's a leader. He's not someone who watched things on TV, pocketed them. Now he's telling us. No, he's a leader. He faces these issues. And do you ever get solutions over their lives?
Solutions are always there.
Have you helped people? Have you really helped people at IUIU?
Yeah, now we have been discussing about the issue of missing marks.
Yeah, missing marks with students.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the first prime issue why a student goes to school is to attain success in academics.
Correct.
Now, whenever a student misses marks, it is an issue to discuss. Okay. Now, there are some times when maybe like someone joins the campus, okay, and is given a registration number, okay, your personal number, and that registration number, it will never change in your entire what course.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You're supposed to always write that registration number on your script, every script, because what I know, even other universities, you're not supposed to write your name on a script.
Yeah, it's the
okay,
registration
number.
Yeah.
Now, it is always a challenge now in year one. I, for one, it took me time to grasp,
to master.
to master that.
It's more of your identity in school.
Absolutely.
Really.
Now, at times, you find someone, even we go with the cards, the identity cards.
Right.
Okay, because of panic, you find someone is not recording that he has a what? Identification card. Now, you're going to write, when you write the identification number, the script, it should be the exact one. That is on what? On the identification card.
Because it's your identity.
Yes. So there's always an error made by the students. I cannot blame anyone.
Yeah.
It's not a blame game, okay? Writing a long registration number. You find someone, he has written the content in the examination paper, okay? But now the examination, the registration
they either
number.
miss it or they error it.
Absolutely. Now, again, it is going to be so hard for those examiners, okay, to enter the marks. They are going to mark, you find you have an 80, but now the marks to put, if you're going to enter into the system, they find now there's no what? There's no where to put the marks.
And you don't want to give someone else's marks. You
Yes.
don't want to do that. You rather not.
Yes. As I've said, error is to human. Again, you find someone has written correct information, all the credentials on the script, okay? Then, as I've told you, there are some managers of the systems, okay?
Yeah.
They are also human, okay? Do you know that entering marks of 1,000 or 100 scripts in a system, it is not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, but
Yeah.
but you're playing with someone else's tuition. Because I know there are students and there are people I've met. They sell whatever they have. People even sell land to come to campus.
Yes.
So you cannot make such errors with people's kind of money.
Now the issue comes this way. You find someone, he has a bad handwriting, okay?
Yes.
He's writing a 2 like 5, okay? You know, the registration number. Now this administrator or the one who is controlling the system,
The data
instead of writing 2, he writes a 5 on your registration number, okay? And you find the system is bringing data empty. You get it? And that script is put aside.
That's true. That's true. That's
It
true.
is my presumption. Now it is always, as I've told you, how do we resolve the issue?
Yeah.
Okay? The resolution is proving that you have sat for the examination. Okay? You go to the administrators. They are going to check the scripts. Okay? If you didn't write your registration number, at least prove to them that it is your handwriting. Okay? And they're going to prove that indeed it is your handwriting. They are going to enter the marks.
And then they'll be able to resolve
Absolutely, yes.
So to students who are watching us, don't keep sidelining the administration. This can be resolved. Most people don't even look for solutions. But Emma here is telling us that there is always a resolution. But Emma, before we wind up the discussion, we have a lot of decision makers who are watching this show, people from government. I didn't know that they were watching until one day I had someone who is sitting in a chair like that. They were like, oh, government. Then they called me and they're like, hey, Shadrach, that guy was talking about my sector and the guy has no accurate information.
Yes.
So that's the time I discovered that there are always government leaders and decision makers watching the show. So how can government, make your marriage, use student leadership and administration, make it more conducive? How can we see more, coordination in there by government?
I will start by appreciating the government of Uganda. I really, basically, I appreciate the Ministry of Education and Sports.
Right.
They have been there for us. But again, us as a students' body, because by the way, for your information, I stood for Speaker Wunsa.
For Wunsa.
Yes,
I had
Uganda National Students Association.
Wunsa, I'm remembering. Whom did we have? We had the former president, right?
Welunga Yusuf.
Yeah,
yes.
He was here.
He's my alumni at IUIU.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes, he was from IUIU.
Yes. Now, ideally, we have always gotten challenges as a students' body in the whole country. Okay. First and foremost, I implore the government of Uganda. They should strengthen the system. The system.
Right.
Of identifying the qualified lecturers. Okay?
What are you doing, Emma?
Yes. Yes.
What are you doing?
That's the truth. Qualification is paramount because under qualification, it is the better products in the society.
Are you indirectly saying that some unqualified lecturers sneak through the cracks?
Yes, I cannot shy out to say that. Qualification is paramount, as I've said. Okay?
How does a student know that a lecturer is not qualified? Do we ever know?
I'm discussing this in a broad way.
I understand, but you make an important point.
Yes.
Do we ever know that this lecturer is not qualified? We never know.
There are credentials which are required. By the way, there is an issue under discussion.
Right.
That all lecturers are supposed to go and study, okay, and attain some knowledge. Okay. Yeah. Not every lecturer is a teacher. Okay.
Oh, not every lecturer
is a teacher. Okay.
Impressive.
Some lecturers are lacking qualities of teaching. Okay. So now this discussion is coming up idea to take all the lecturers to acquire the knowledge of teaching.
So this person could have, they know their things.
Yes.
But they lack the ability to communicate them to the students.
How to conduct the classes, okay?
Right.
You find, yes, he has the content, but he cannot conduct the session, okay?
Makes sense.
You get it? Yeah. He doesn't know how to handle a student who has maybe acted viral. You get it? You find maybe he's short-tempered. Right. You get it?
Makes sense.
So those are the issues. Secondly, there's the issue of national higher education. Okay. The students in university at every start of academic year, they are supposed to pay 20,000 to National Council. I implore the government. It is a humble request. The students' body, they have been always asking for the accountability. For that money. For the 20,000. For the 20,000, okay? Yes, the National Council has been always there for us, okay? But the students always ask themselves, where does that money go? To run the council. Yes, to run the council. Yeah, that's true. But again, it is good practice, okay? When the National Council comes, maybe the way they tell us maybe to pay that 20,000, okay, they should again come back and tell us maybe at the end of the academic year, okay, we have managed to do this for all the students in the country. With your funds. With your funds. Yeah, you make an important point. And I know some of the people are watching and they should put that in order. You know, Emma, our time is really fast spent. We cannot exhaust everything in the 30 minutes here on the desk. But finally, I want to find out the attention and all these good things you've been, preaching. Do they happen to all students leaders or just to the students leaders for the institutions in Kampala? For instance, if someone is in Moyo, Adjumani, Mbale, such institutions there, do they receive the privileges that you guys receive? Because you guys, like for instance, you have access to TV. An administrator will be like, Emma will end up on UBC or U24 and they will blast us. But now a person in Moyo, they do not, do they receive the same treatment and the same respect? I would say that leadership in different areas or in institutions, or ideally politics, what might be politics in Guru might not be politics in IUIU. What might be politics at Makerere might not be politics at IUIU. Okay. So ideally, you might find the way of handling things at IUIU is different from the way of handling things at Makerere. Okay, that's correct. So ideally, systematically, us as IUIU, there's the way how we do our things, okay? Opening up our minds, thinking about the box, outside the box, okay? Identifying the prominent people in our country, okay? Not only thinking within the university or thinking about academics only.
Yeah, yeah.
We go viral and we think about the nation when we are still young. Okay? So, ideally, as you have said, the institution which is in upcountry, okay, it might be affected in some ways, okay? Basically, the student leaders. Now, like being on a social media platform or like the media, okay, it might not be easy. You find even as a student leader, a guild president, he does no data.
Yeah.
Okay? He has no data. Okay? Because of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay? And always there's the structural management from the administrators, okay, to the student leaders.
Right.
Okay? Is there any some remuneration to the student leaders? Those are the issues. Okay?
Important point right there.
You find maybe a guild president at Makerere is driving, okay?
Yes.
But a guild president at any other university is not driving.
Yeah.
You get it? You find maybe a guild president at any institution is having maybe some projects. Him personally,
yeah.
Or the guild body is having projects and they are running projects.
Yeah.
But you find like other institutions, there are no projects at all.
Interesting.
Yes.
We can't exhaust.
And idea those guild projects, they are so paramount. They are so important. Right. They help the students' body, the students' guild